The president of peace just launched another war in the Middle East. What are your thoughts?
Let's hope for a swift ending to the regime and good luck to the Iranian people. I think most would have mixed feelings. Nobody likes the Iranian regime, but neither are Trump and Netanyahu good faith actors.
Any Gen Z voters who voted for DJT over Kamala because they perceived him to be the president of peace should question if Trump and his administration are potentially not telling the truth about other things. Who knows? Maybe there is hope for this generation.
Some of you may die for my Peace Prize, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Ah, yes. Nothing says peace like a few well-placed airstrikes.
If only they'd given him a Peace Prize, he wouldn't be forced to make so much war.
He quite literally just said that, shaking my head.
I'm tired, boss. What a waste of government resources better spent on the people, during a shutdown too.
I still haven't forgotten about the Epstein rapes.
He's just after peace. He wants a piece of Venezuela, a piece of Greenland, 2 pieces of Canada as a treat. He's big into peace.
Bored of peace or bored of peace?
What ended up happening with the Venezuelan president?
Anything to distract us from his pedophilia and that of his friends.
I have friends with family in Iran. He has told me for many years the regular people of Iran have been desperate for this help for a long time. War is always so terrible, no matter what. I just hope civilians are not killed in the chaos.
Compassionate and intelligent response. Agree 100%.
Regime change in Iran would be a net positive for basically everyone.
You say regime change like it's trivial. You realize how many quagmire goat fucks have been caused by trying the old regime switcheroo.
The regime is horrible, but a forced regime change is another destabilizing factor for the Middle East. Furthermore, if he fills it with fascists, it'll be more of an under new management kind of situation. I really hope the people get their freedom back and they finally can be free, but that seems a lot.
60% of the time, regime change works every time.
I am completely unsurprised. He said 10 days. That would be today. He also got Bibi to join in. Again, unsurprising.
How about those 2 weeks he gave Putin months ago? As an Iranian, I couldn't be happier. I heard the bombs. May our country be set free from these child-killing tyrants, and people finally taste true happiness and freedom. Death to Khamenei. Long live Iran. It's so wild I had to scroll so far down to find anyone giving any consideration to what the Iranian people might want for themselves. Redditors don't give it any consideration, when it's actually the most important consideration. That's because Redditors are brain dead or bots. I pray for a prosperous future for Iran and its people. I doubt it's reported on American news, but every day, some of America's biggest allies are making plans without them. Trade deals, greater alliances, divesting from American tech. Did you know a bunch of European governments are moving away from Microsoft because people who criticize the Americans have had their Microsoft email accounts canceled? I mean, this is the kind of thing you'd expect out of China or Russia, maybe, not a so-called democratic ally. The trust is gone, it's not coming back. Either Americans fix the problem, or the rest of the developed world will. Take a look at Germany's history. See how well they fared out of the wars.
You are correct. Most Americans are unaware of what are essentially unofficial sanctions that other countries are placing on the US. Mainstream media here doesn't cover it at all, and most independent media left in the US are local papers, useful for town or even state events, but they don't have any international reach to speak of. Even worse, DHS is rapidly buying more weapons to build up a brown shirt force, and that isn't getting any coverage either. The American experiment is over. It's large enough to have quite a bit of momentum, and there's obviously still danger before the final collapse.
As an American, you're correct, but further, the large majority of the country doesn't have the critical thinking and analysis skills to understand why that's an issue.
Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, our digital identification system, which we need to do anything government-related, as well as to access things like healthcare and pensions, is being sold to an American company. Same with our VAT system. I sincerely hope the newly elected parliament is going to put a stop to that.
My conspiracy theory is that he will cancel or postpone midterms because the US is at war, so he won't be impeached.
In order to get elected, Barack Obama will start a war with Iran. Trump, November 29, 2011. Barack Obama will attack Iran to get re-elected. Trump, January 17, 2012. Now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike on Libya or Iran. He is desperate. Trump, October 9, 2012. I predict that President Obama will at some point start a war with Iran in order to save face. Trump, September 16, 2013. Remember that I predicted a long time ago that President Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. Trump, November 11, 2013.
In other words, Trump has always held the belief that one could stay in power by attacking Iran, and that's the only reason he's doing this.
Turns out he was just projecting what he would do himself.
The war Obama and Biden started with Iran isn't going as well as was planned.
There's nothing like a good war to divert attention from heated matters.
There's nothing like a good war to effect regime change in the country with the second largest oil reserves in the world.
Well, Iran said they would release copies of the Trump-Epstein tapes if attacked. Maybe we will finally see them. If they had them, they would have released them long ago.
Should we give him the Nobel Peace Prize now, or wait for another war?
Wait a bit. It would be cringe if he gets a peace prize while declaring another war. Maybe give him the NFL Peace Prize or NBA Peace Prize to buy time.
Funny. I thought we had a nuclear deal with Iran a while ago that would have worked wonders to release some of the tensions there and work towards a sustainable relationship. Oh, wait.
He also obliterated their nuclear program last summer.
Not only this, but negotiations were underway in Oman for a new deal, and reportedly progress was made toward Iran ending enrichment. These airstrikes help guarantee that a deal doesn't go through, because I guess America and Israel need a boogeyman that's not as militarily capable as China. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.